There's only one reasonable way to settle this.
Magic the Gathering.
Poor, predictable Bart always takes
Affinity.
good old.
Affinity.
Nothing beats that.
Affinity. Wrath of the Skies.
Ho 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 and welcome back, cadets. Today we're going to be playing Izzet Affinity, my favorite deck to play on Sundays. This is the version that I typically like to run. It's an Izzet version that's very low to the ground. We're running 23 0 drops. Functionally 27 because Springleaf Drum most of the time just goes mana neutral. Thoughtcast is normally 1 mana. Pinnacle Emissary you can warp for 1 mana. You're trying to cast Kappa Cannoneer for 1 mana. Pretty much your entire deck costs like 1 mana, 0 mana. The curve on this is incredibly low. That's why we can get away with running 17 lands, most of which don't even feel like lands. Fiery Islet, you can cycle to draw a card. Otawara, you can use to bounce. Urza Saga, you use to make constructs and search up any of your 0 and 1 drops. You have Sink into Stupor, which can bounce spells and non-land permanents. Like, all of your lands are pretty much working for you. The only ones that aren't are Spirebluff Canal, but they come in, don't do damage to you. That's fine. Island and Steam Vents are here for things like Ghost Quarters and Bosejus, things like that. You gotta have at least 1 basic. You gotta have at least 1 thing with both types. I think it's fine. Just going through the rest of the list. We're playing 4 Kappa Cannoneer. That is our premier way to end the game. We're playing 4 Pinnacle Emissary, which whenever you cast an artifact spell, creates a 1/1 drone. Guess what? We do this turn 1, we're probably getting quite a few drones. We've got Thoughtcast to draw cards, we've got Memnite, we've got Ornithopter, we've got Mox Opal, we've got Springleaf Drum. Yeah, and on top of that, 17 lands, even if you don't think it's a lot, boom, we got like 8 more lands right here. We're basically on 23 lands. We got 4 Mishra's Baubles, good to just cycle as an artifact. We've got 3 Tormod's Crypt, main board hate against the graveyard decks. We've got 4 engineered explosives. Put it on 0, put it on 1, put it on 2, put it on 3, put it on whatever you feel like. Most of the time we're putting it on 0 just to get value out of Pinnacle Emissary. But there's times where our opponent plays Vexing Bauble and we want to cast the engineered explosives on 1. There's actually a cool little trick you can do. If the opponent has Chalice and you have Urza Saga, you can Urza Saga, cast an engineered explosives. It has mana value 1, but it didn't have any colors paid into it. And then you can do that and then pop the Chalice on 0. And then for our Urza fetchables, we got 1 Aether Spellbomb, 1 Haywire Mite, 1 Lavaspur Boots, 1 Pithing Needle, and 1 Shadowspear. And the sideboard, we got Metallic Rebuke for counter spells, Mystical Dispute for blue hate, Galvanic Blast for creature decks, Whip Flare for the go wide decks, mostly for energy. We've got Vandal Blast for artifacts, mainly hitting things like Chalice of the Void, hitting Vexing Bauble. In the Mirror, this card's pretty good because we can overload it to kill Kappa Cannoneer. We've got Ashiok to stop Titan. We've got Void Mirror for things like Colorless Eldrazi. And we've got Blood Moon to hit the Tron decks and the Titan decks. And yeah, that's the 75. Let's hop into some games. Gonna take us to like turn 4 to get to the Kappa Cannoneer unless we draw anything interesting, but I think this is a keep. Okay, and I want to get this Pithing Needle out. What's the most common fetch land in the format? Probably Flooded Strand? Yeah, let's go Flooded Strand in the blind. Say go. Oh, well, they're definitely not on Flooded Strand. This is going to be some burn variant. Which means probably putting EE on 1's not going to be the end of the world for us. Pass to the opponent. And now we're actually in a position to go ahead and cast the Kappa Cannoneer next turn, and then the turn after that we just go for Shadowspear and equip it to the Kappa Cannoneer, and we'll probably be just fine. Oh, is this going to be a Chandra's Incinerator? And a Skewer the Critics. Oh my goodness. Okay, they just got like the absolute nuts here. Yeah, because they attack with this. Any burn spell kills us? Oh, what the heck? I mean, we can't just be chump blocking, right? We just chump block every turn. This has trample? I think here we just have to hope that somehow the opponent doesn't have... a burn spell in hand? We also kind of flooded a little bit, but yeah, that's neither here nor there. Maybe if we had a couple more artifacts here, I would feel more comfortable about blocking, but not up to me. Okay, just regular cast Ragavan. No dash. Take the 6 from Chandra. And yeah, they have the Shard Volley. Okay, well, that was a quick game. Alright, here let's bring in Metallic Rebukes, Galvanic Blast, and Whip Flares, cutting Pithing Needle, Tormod's Crypts, and Thoughtcasts. Okay, we have a pretty quick Kappa Cannoneer. Let's keep. Should be a turn 2 Kappa Cannoneer with Urza Saga backup. And then... do we try to play around Meltdown, or do we try to play around... Chalice? They're not playing Chalice, yeah. Let's pass to them. Okay, there's a Swift Spear. I figured they'd be playing that. Alright, and then let's go... play everything. And we do have to do the EE on 0. And there's a turn 2 Kappa. Let's see. Man, I can't believe the start the opponent had, though. That was like... I think it's as ideal as it gets for them, right? Ooh, and then they can't attack there. So we'll play Ornithopter. And we're just going to attack with the Kappa Cannoneer here. We get to make a Construct token during their turn. And then we get to go for the Shadowspear. I think we've got this game. Yep, there's game 2. Let's see if we can get them in game 3. I think we need something better. Let's mulligan. I think this would qualify as better. We'll keep, and... it was wrong to put the Metallic Rebuke back, but I think that's what we're doing here. I think otherwise we just can't get the Kappa Cannoneer out, and Kappa Cannoneer is a decent blocker at least. So they went for Monastery. Here we get to just lay out our hand. Actually, maybe we lead off on Springleaf Drum. Again, just trying to play around Meltdown here. Yeah, we'll just play the Springleaf Drum here to play around the Meltdown and then pass to the opponent. Alright, there's a Goblin Guide. Maybe it'll draw us into a land. And they suspend a Rift Bolt. We're going to take at least 3 here. No land for us. But here we do get a ton of blockers, plus we get the Kappa Cannoneer in the end, so we'll probably be okay. One, two, three, four, five. Yeah, let's go ahead and... we can hold the Mox Opal to block. Or sorry, we can hold the Mox Opal for next turn to actually trigger the Kappa. Okay, Rift Bolt comes off Suspend. Triggers the Monastery. They got us down to 13. We're going to have to try to figure this game out without Shadowspear. There's a Skewer of the Critics. Down to 10. And a Goblin Guide. They're going to attack out. No land. What did we get? Mox Opal. Not exactly what we want here. We'll block and kill Swift Spear, and we'll just absorb a little bit of the damage on the Goblin Guide. Okay, so I guess let's play that Mox Opal that they know about. Go ahead and cast out a Pinnacle Emissary. Tapping block with these. We'll tap down one of those. And then I think if we go ahead and play Mox Opal now, another Mox Opal next turn means... Oh, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 10. No, okay, yeah. We're good to just, I think, attack out here. And then we've got a few blockers. I think we might be okay here, depending on how many burn spells they have. If they have, like... Oh, no, they've only got 3 cards left in hand. No, we're probably okay. Hopefully. Yeah, an opponent concedes it there. GG, opponent. Wow, what a crazy game. Okay, hear me out. Maybe we try to just go super aggressive Urza Saga. We'll try it. It's not normally a good play to go for, but we're going to go for it. I'll add a mulligan to 6 here. I've got a Ragavan. Does that change for us? No. Yeah, let's still try to do the whole Urza Saga thing here. Shadowspear. I guess I don't have to reveal the Mox Opal here. So let's go just Memnite. Alright, there's Voice of Victory. And they won't swing with the Ragavan. Alright, we'll play Spirebluff Canal, Mox Opal. Well, let's go ahead and get the Tormod's Crypt down. That gets Urza Saga to 5. Try to get the Construct to 6, actually. I think that's a little bit of a safer spot to be. And then we'll pass to the opponent. Guide of Souls. Ooh, and there's the Bombardment. They attack. They get a bunch of things here. Go ahead and Bombardment the Memnite. Make a Construct. It's a 5/5. They'd have to sacrifice pretty much everything they have to kill the Construct here. So let's just block a Ragavan for now. Take a little bit of damage. Alright, so we're 216. I'll make another Construct here. I'll actually grab Pithing Needle here to stop the Goblin Bombardment. And we'll just attack for 7 here. Ah, they make a bunch of energy and then Galvanic Discharge the Construct. Maybe could have seen that line coming and played the EE, but I wanted to hold the EE on 2. Alright, so take a healthy chunk of damage there. I think here, let's go ahead and equip onto the Construct. And I guess here we're about to just go for the EE on 2 is probably the best number against them. I'll attack for 9 lifelink trample. I think they're going to need the static prison here. Damn, they didn't have it. Let's go to game 2. Alright, here we're going to bring in Metallic Rebukes, Galvanic Blasts, and Whip Flares, cutting Thoughtcasts and Memnites. Memnites just die too easily in this matchup. You know what? This hand's a little slow, but I think we're going to keep it on the back that eventually we get to some... No, I meant to keep! No! Okay, this is still okay. Man, what is going on today? I guess we'll put back the Springleaf Drum. That other hand was better. Okay, well that Vexing Bauble just messed us up a bit. But what we can do is we can just cast EE on 1 here. And then we can use that to actually blow it up next turn. Well, it just plays land go. And then we hit Kappa, which is pretty decent. Pass to the opponent here. If we can find another land off top, that would be ideal. But another 0 mana artifact also allows us to cast the Kappa. Here, honestly, I think I just want to keep my Urza Saga. So it holds us off a turn on casting the Kappa Cannoneer. Okay, not a land. I think we just try to keep the same kind of plan going. Okay, in response to a Johnny here, we'll go ahead and crack the EE. Get the Guide of Souls and the Vexing Bauble. Oh, does the opponent have something here? Oh, duh, they just sacrificed the Vexing Bauble. I forget that's something Vexing Bauble can just do. It's a good enough card just on its own. Okay, a little late on the land drop here, but we will tap this for mana. What we can do is go ahead and either name Pithing Needle for Johnny, or Let's see, we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could haste the Kappa Cannoneer. Or we could grab Shadowspear to probably win it in the long game. Honestly, all of these are pretty decent. I think Pithing Needle's probably the way we end up winning this game. So let's grab the Pithing Needle. Name. I gotta find out what the other side of a Johnny's called here. Battle Avenger. Alright, play the Kappa Cannoneer. And then let's actually go ahead and play the Mishra's Bauble as well. Alright, let's Mishra's Bauble them in there. Upkeep. Galvanic Discharge. Something to note. Okay, opponent just casts nothing and passes it to us. Okay, getting to hold up Metallic Rebuke's pretty decent here. Not mad about going ahead and playing out the artifacts to just go ahead and attack in with the Kappa Cannoneer here. We can find another Kappa Cannoneer, or if the opponent ever has to fetch, puts us in a pretty good spot. And on to the opponent. Okay, if the Galvanic Discharge the Haywire Mite, which I think we are perfectly fine with. Uh-oh. Oh. They don't use the energy, though. Okay, Seasoned Pyromancer. What would we be worried about with Seasoned Pyro? Probably nothing. I think they're just digging for answers. Okay, and Ragavan. We don't care about Ragavan. Okay, they can attack. Doesn't make a big difference to us. Okay, Shadowspear is actually pretty cool here. Is that just game, maybe? So play Shadowspear. Trigger. And then Mox Opal equip should be enough. Alright, well, cool top deck. I think we were getting there anyways, but that just guaranteed it. Alright, GG opponent, GG. We are on the draw. Opponent keeps 7, we keep 7. Opponent just plays land and passes to us. Okay, that makes things a little more decent. Let's go for the Otawara. Let's play out an Ornithopter. That way we at least get our mana off of Springleaf Drum. Play the Springleaf Drum. Play Memnite. Play Mox Opal. Play Thoughtcast using the Mox Opal. And you would have been better a lot earlier. We'll just ignore the fact that Pinnacle Emissary exists and just try to go for the Kappa Cannoneer next turn. So tap, go for the Shadowspear, and then we'll pass to the opponent here. Ooh, Psychic Frog from the opponent. Alright, let's play out the Spirebluff Canal, and let's just go for the Kappa Cannoneer here. Opponent's got Subtlety, so we can try for it again next turn. Alright, so on to the opponent. Opponent goes for the Psychic Frog here. I think I actually want to block just to keep them from finding another counter spell or something for the Kappa Cannoneer that we've got on top. Try to go for the Kappa Cannoneer again. And opponent just has the counter spell, so let's just play out Fiery Islet and on to the opponent. Opponent attacks with the Psychic Frog. We've got nothing for it this turn. Oh, and Dreams of Steel and Oil takes our Pinnacle Emissary now. Rough. Man, what's with everybody playing Dreams of Steel and Oil? Affinity's on the down tick right now. And a Relic of Progenitus. That's not really a problem. Goes ahead and activates it. Alright, well, we get an Urza Saga. For now, let's sacrifice the Fiery Islet. See if we can draw anything cool. Bauble is what it is. Yeah, let's just cast the Bauble here. Let's go ahead and just equip to the Memnite, and we know we can't beat out this Psychic Frog anyway, so we'll just try to gain a little bit of life here. Alright, let's Bauble the opponent here. Okay, another Relic, no issue. Opponent attacks with Psychic Frog, gets to draw some more cards. And goes ahead and sacks the Relic to draw a card. They're probably looking for land drops here. Plays another Relic. Okay, Thoughtcast is a pretty decent draw here. And trigger the Urza Saga. Go ahead and go for the Thoughtcast here. And while opponent's tapped out, there's no better time to go for Kappa Cannoneer. It would be nice to go for Construct, but just the Kappa Cannoneer is better than Construct token is. Card advantage can be important against this deck, but having just a big threat that they can't really deal with is probably arguably more important. So here we can play out... we'll actually hold things back here. So that way we can actually pump the Cannoneer in the future. Let's just tap it all here. Get the Kappa Cannoneer. And onto the opponent. Okay, opponent can't jump Frog here. If they wanted to, they could try to go through the Kappa Cannoneer, and I think we'll allow it for a turn. Like, I think they'd be fine with discarding 3 cards to get rid of the Kappa Cannoneer. Oh, they're going to go ahead and pump Psychic Frog. They might try to outrace us here. Then again, Relic's not the most important card in this matchup. And I think that is Relic number 3 for them. Okay, opponent finds land drop here. Opponent cracks the Relic to draw a card. And Cosmogoyf. Okay, that's a creature. Yeah, I didn't even know they were on green. And now we've got a 11-12 to deal with here. Okay, I think we can just grab Aether Spellbomb and be fine here. So let's go ahead and make the Construct. Trigger the Kappa. Actually only 2 damage away from lethal here. Wait. Real quick. Yeah, here we'll just move the Shadowspear over the Kappa Cannoneer. Oh, nope, because we need to keep up the Aether Spellbomb. Actually, if this thing is huge, I don't think we really care, right? Because if we just gain enough life... I don't know if they have some combo. Oh, actually, yeah, because they can just discard cards, exile, get it bigger. Yeah, let's just keep up the Aether Spellbomb here. We'll just attack for 7 this turn and then go for lethal next turn. So opponent's down to 7 now. Guess we can also just jump with Memnite. It's just like assuming that they've got removal and they try to have it all. We're just playing around things as much as possible here. Okay, opponent pumps Frog once. They go in for the attacks here. I think here I'm fine just block and block. Even if they kill both, we get them with the Kappa Cannoneer on the crackback. Okay, we get the Psychic Frog. They get our Memnite. Oh, and a Kishla Skimmer. Nice. Alright, opponent concedes it there after revealing that they're on Kishla Skimmer. Oh, let's see what we've got on the sideboard. Alright, here we're going to bring in 4 Metallic Rebuke and 2 Blood Moons, cutting a Haywire Mite, the 3 Tormod's Crypts, and a Thoughtcast. It seems like they're interested in getting rid of their own graveyard as well, so we'll let them get rid of it instead of us. We have a somewhat decent opener. We'll keep here. We get to just flood the board turn 1 and then go into an Urza Saga. Opponent just plays land, passes to us. Let's go for Otawara, warp the Pinnacle Emissary. And let's just throw out as many creatures as we can for now. Opponent fetches and shocks, so something tells me this is probably going to be Fatal Push. Yeah, it's Fatal Push. Alright, well, get down a 3rd creature and then we'll just pass it there. Okay, opponent just plays fetch land, passes it to us again. Now I wish I wouldn't have played the Memnite. Let's go for Urza Saga. Back for 3. Let's go ahead and warp the Pinnacle Emissary and get a couple more tokens. So Lavaspur Boots, get a drone. Opponent just goes for the Hedge Maze here. Oh, and Fatal pushes the Pinnacle Emissary again. Okay. Oh, we'll keep back the Engineered Explosives again and pass to the opponent. I think E on 2 in this matchup is going to be pretty good anyways. We do need a second color, though. Opponent casts Relic. Goes ahead and cycles the Relic. And it looks like opponent's missing land drops again. Unfortunate for them. Alright, we get an Urza Saga here. Let's just go ahead and play the Soporific Springs. Let's attack for 4. And on to the opponent. Okay, there's their 3rd land. I want to win, but not because my opponent's getting mana screwed. Alright, another Relic from the opponent. It also seems like they're getting too many redundant relics, which, I mean, at worst, just cycle for 2 mana. And there's Big Scary Cosmogoyf. We'll make a construct. Let's make another construct here. And I think the opponent's going to need something pretty specific to just not die this turn, so let's Lavaspur Boots onto the construct. Yeah, an opponent concedes there. GG, opponent. GG. That is a somewhat reasonable hand. We'll keep. Marsh Flats, Hollowed Fountain, Grand. Okay. So for any of you who haven't seen this, Grand. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast as long as there are 3 or more lesson cards in the graveyard. And whenever she becomes tapped, you draw a card and discard a card. So here we're actually just going to run out the Fiery Islet, because next turn I think we want to go Emissary into Springleaf Drum, Mishra's Bauble, just to be able to throw down as many cards as possible. Grand attacks. They discarded Deep Analysis. Okay, that's kind of cool. Gives them a nice little +2, and then they've got a Psychic Frog. Okay, we get a backup Kappa Cannoneer. Let's just try to do our thing here. So we'll go for the Pinnacle Emissary. Go for Springleaf Drum, trigger Pinnacle Emissary. Cast Springleaf Drum, trigger Pinnacle Emissary. Go for Mishra's Bauble. Trigger the Emissary, and we won't have enough to go for Kappa Cannoneer, but we will next turn. Go ahead and Mishra's Bauble the opponent in their upkeep here. Ooh, Mana Tithe. Okay, good to know to play around that. Yeah, I 100% would not have played around Mana Tithe. Alright, they attack us. Return target creature you own to your hand. Flashbacks for white. Okay, so they're just playing a bunch of flashbacks. I assume they've got some number of lessons in here. Flashes back Deep Analysis. They draw a bunch of cards. Trigger Saga. Alright, let's go for the Kappa Cannoneer. Go ahead and cast Thoughtcast as well. And then on to the opponent. Okay, they jump their frog. They attack. Suspicious to me that they're attacking with Grand, but maybe they're just trying to find an answer here. Or I guess they can Saving Grasp it, but I think it's right for us to take the block. I don't think they've got any like crazy pump spells in the deck, I would imagine. Okay, they're trying to pump the Psychic Frog a lot. Makes me worried that they can somehow give it like double strike or something. Okay, no, just 6 damage. Got a Souls. Grand number 2. Ocelot Prize. That's going to gain him a couple more life. Alright, can we kill the opponent at 13? Let's see. So I don't think we'll be able to go for a Kappa Cannoneer this turn. So instead, let's just go ahead and make the Construct. Yeah, let's make the Construct here. Trigger the Kappa Cannoneer. And then, what good options do we have here? We've got Aether Spellbomb to try to bounce the Psychic Frog. We've got Shadowspear actually probably should have been the option to equip here. We've got Tormod's Crypt to keep it from jumping. We've got Pithing Needle. Let me think if we can get the kill this turn. So we've got 1, 2, 3. We've got 9 right now. So we need 4 more damage. We've got 1, 2. Lavaspur Boots would be 3, 4. So assuming the opponent doesn't have anything crazy, I think we should just be able to go for Lavaspur Boots, right? Oh no, but we won't be able to... Oh wait, we've got the Sink into Stupor. Yeah. I think we just Lavaspur Boots here. Kind of weird line to go for. But it will work nonetheless. So let's cast Ornithopter. Let's tap the Ornithopter for Springleaf Drum. I actually forgot this was free anyways, too. So I think we're chilling. And then we whip here. And hope the opponent doesn't have interaction. Alright, nothing we can think of. Okay, we get it there. Let's see what we've got in the sideboard. Alright, here let's bring in 3 Metallic Rebuke. I think they might be playing some kind of board wipe here. I don't know exactly what it is. It's probably Wrath of the Skies, but their deck also seems like it might get hurt by Wrath of the Skies. We're bringing the Metallic Rebukes just in case. We'll go Mystical Dispute, Blood Moon, and then we're going to cut Haywire Mite, Pithing Needle, Thoughtcast, Engineered Explosives, and whatever else I just cut there. Alright, we've got a turn 1 Metallic Rebuke into a likely turn 2 Kappa Cannoneer, so I think that's a keeper. Alright, there's a Guide of Souls. That's a Shadowspear. So we're actually good to go for the Shadowspear here, because Mox Opal. And I guess we'll go for the Mishra's Bauble, and we'll leave the Memnite for now. Just in case they have any kind of removal spell. I don't think we want to Metallic Rebuke a single target removal spell, but we'll Metallic Rebuke a bunch of other stuff. Alright, there's an Ocelot Pride. Is it worth it to counter an Ocelot Pride? I guess I'm not countering anything else for a little while, so yeah, let's just go ahead and counter it and hope we don't have to worry about anything too crazy here. Because they might be able to gain enough life and maybe even put on enough pressure with the Guide Pride plan. And if they have... Alright, here it might not be the correct play, but what we're going to do is we're going to try to play around the Mana Tithe here. Okay, didn't have it. Alright, and on to the opponent then. An opponent surveils an Ocelot Pride in the grave. I guess at this point they are just trying to look for an answer for Kappa Cannoneer, likely. Okay. Alright, cool. Opponent conceded there. GG, opponent. GG. Not the most exciting hand ever, but I think we can keep it. We've got a lot of good top decks, and we get to Pinnacle Emissary turn 1, get it back turn 2. I think this is probably fine. I'll go for the Pinnacle Emissary. Cast E on 0. Play a Mox Opal. And let's cast an EE on 1, just in case the opponent's playing anything where that's relevant. We're actually going to hold on to the other Mox Opal in case we draw a 1-drop next turn, so on to the opponent now. Okay, just Arid Mesa from the opponent. Okay, Urza Saga, we will certainly take that. That is one of our good top decks here. Let's go ahead and attack with what drones we have. And let's run out that Pinnacle Emissary here. Red, blue, colorless. And again, let's just hold on to the Mox Opal for now. Save it for a special occasion. Okay, Sacred Foundry. I'll go ahead and discharge the Pinnacle Emissary. Oh, Wrath of the Skies X equals 0. Oh my goodness. So either this is energy for some reason playing this main board, or we're playing against Jeskai Blink. But yeah, no, that's really, really, really bad for us. Let's I don't think there's anything we draw that would play this turn. So on to the opponent. Even if it is Jeskai Blink, they normally only play one. Let's play this and pass to the opponent. Okay, it is Blink because there's Felia. But man, it's a one of and they had it. Always hurts. And even then, they had the answer for both Pinnacle and Wrath of the Skies there. Yeah, there's Quantum Riddler. We're just going to go ahead and concede this one. I don't think we're getting back in. Alright, here we're going to bring in Blood Moon, Mystical Disputes, and Metallic Rebukes. Cutting Pithing Needle, Haywire Mite, 3 Engineered Explosives, and Thoughtcast. Actually, just because I feel like it, let's cut an EE and bring in a Galvanic Blast just to try to hit Felias. This seems fine. We have some early counters and we have some good top decks here. We'll keep. Alright, here let's play out the Spirebluff Canal. We'll go ahead and Springleaf Drum and we'll save the rest here. Oh, just the Vels goes. Okay, that's not one of our amazing top decks here. Let's play... Tap, and let's just play it casual with a T-Mods Crypt. Then we'll pass to the opponent. They try to Prismo our Springleaf. I don't think that's the end of the world. Means we can't Metallic Rebuke this turn, but something tells me we're probably not anymore now anyways. Okay, Mishra's Bauble. We'll just use that to cycle. And yeah, no reason to use it now, so we'll use it in their upkeep. And then I completely just click through their upkeep, so we'll do it now, I guess. Okay, Fable. Okay, they just play land past us. Now we could try to go for the Pinnacle lines. I will say our first Pinnacle is a little weak to a counter spell. You know, I think we'll play out the Bauble first. Then we'll do this. Wait, no, this isn't 3 mana? Okay. Go for Mox Opal. Go for Ornithopter. And then we'll just pass to the opponent. The opponent doesn't even fetch here for some reason. Okay, I think I'm fine just Metallic Rebuking a Fable the Mirror Breaker. Let the opponent not cycle out their lands that they have in hand, probably. Alright, let's go ahead and correct this Mishra's Bauble now. Probably won't give us any information, but... Okay, there's Urza Saga. That's a pretty decent draw here. Let's attack for 2. Play Pinnacle Emissary, and then we'll pass to the opponent. Keep on top. I think we just go ahead and Metallic Rebuke the Teferi. So let's bing bot bam. Alright. Our counterspell plan is working out somewhat decently for us. Attack for 5. Go ahead and run out the Memnite. Get another drone, pass to the opponent. If they try to Wrath, we have the sink into Stupor. Okay, this feels suspicious. So if they Wrath, it gets rid of all of this. I don't know if we really care that much about all of these. We can just make Construct and probably be fine. We'll just crack the Tormod Crypt here. Oh, I forgot. No, I was definitely supposed to bounce that. I forgot it hits Urza Saga too. Man, I am just brain dead today. That was 100% a bad play. Alright, well, let's attack for 3. And you know what? We won't have blue mana, but neither will the opponent. Red, red, blue. Alright, let's see what a Blood Moon does. So they are on all mountains now. I think they probably would have fetched. I think maybe they had like pass turn. But yeah, no, all they have now is like Fable the Mirror Breaker. And... oh boy, what is the card? Ragavan. So we're just going to keep poking in while we can. Okay, opponent concedes it there. Let's see if we can get him in game 3. Run her back. You know what? It ain't got no protection, but we are going to try for it. And whenever you have like Pinnacle Emissary plus some 0 drops, you have a lot of good top decks. Metallic Rebuke is among them. It would be better if we had a Mox Opal here. I'm almost thinking we just Springleaf Drum this turn, and then try to Pinnacle Emissary next turn, and we can leave up the Metallic Rebuke so we don't get blown out by Wrath of the Skies. Okay, there's a Velafelli in the yard. Okay, Mox Opal makes things even better here, so... go for the Pinnacle Emissary. Let's go for Mox Opal. Go for Memnite. Let's just go gadget my entire hand here. And that's the worst one. If I knew 100% we did not have to worry about a Wrath of the Skies, I'd go for the Lavaspur Boots and get in damage, but we do not have that kind of information. Wait. Oh yeah, all of these just came in this turn. Okay, sorry, just the top one has the thing, so it confuses me sometimes. Okay, so how much of a problem do we think Felly is? If Felly attacks, it gets rid of one of our drone tokens every turn. If they have a Quantum Riddler is really difficult for us to attack through. We are just going to hope and pray that they do not have Wrath of the Skies in hand right now. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. I think if opponent has Wrath, we just concede, because I don't think there's any way we come back from a Wrath in this position. No. Okay. No. No. Okay. Yeah. Oh well. What you gonna do? GG, opponent. GG. Welcome back, everybody. 4-1. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Our one loss, you know what? I'll take it. They had the Wrath of the Skies. Maybe the Felia wasn't the end of the world. We lost it right there at the end, right before the 5-0. But, you know, what are you going to do? Wrath of the Skies, it's the problem. If you go back to the very beginning of the video, I got that little GIF in there that I made. And yeah, Wrath of the Skies really is just the scourge of this deck. That's why we have to play the Metallic Rebukes on the side. There was a point where I was on even more, but then you're kind of hurting your own game plan by playing like 8 counter spells, even 6 counter spells. Felt like it was too much pretty often. And you just can't like super play around Wrath of Skies like that, because you're having to take out a bunch of artifacts for it. And then, you know, your game plan's slower. If you're slower, that means the opponent has more time to build up something to go against either your board or your Pinnacle Emissaries, or your Kappa Cannoneers, find some counter spells, what have you. But all in all, one of my favorite decks in Modern. I love this deck. I love the 75. I might try some other lists. I try to mix it up on the Sundays, but every now and then I just got to go back to this like pure perfection. So maybe we'll play some Weapons Manufacturing. Maybe we'll play some 8-cast. Well, we'll do something a little different next week. But this is the version that I play in paper in real life, sometimes at F&M. Great deck to play. But that's going to be it for the wrap up today. Thank you all for watching. Like, subscribe, and comment what deck you want to see me play next. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.